Hey guys, James here with Waterford Business Solutions, and I wanted to talk a little bit real quick about how to do class tracking with Housecall Pro and how it worked. I do want to precede this with saying please be very cautious doing this, because when we do class tracking it really starts complicating the books, and it's a great feature, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love it. Because it allows us to say, okay, we want to see exactly how much our irrigation department is making versus our maintenance department versus our landscaping department with the landscape company. Or if you are a plumber, you want to see how much your new installs are doing versus your old stuff, or your new construction versus your service, stuff like that. And it's really great for that, and I absolutely love it, don't get me wrong at all. But when we start getting into this, what we have to do is every single transaction that we have, whether it be an invoice or whether it be an expense, has to be marked for the class. If you do not do that, then ultimately you are not going to have the right records. So first what we're going to do is we're going to go through how to set it up. And so to do that, we're going to do account and settings. So gear icon, account and settings. I know I moved a little fast there. And then we're going to come down here to advanced. And you're going to see categories, and we want to track classes. We also can say that we want to warn when transactions aren't classified. This isn't going to affect Housecall Pro at all, but what this is going to do is going to, if you're putting in an expense or something in QuickBooks and you don't classify it, it's going to warn you against it. And then we want to select this option here, one to each row in the transaction. That's going to be the only way that it's going to work with Housecall Pro. Once we set all that up and we save it, then what we need to do to make sure that it works with Housecall Pro is come to our products and services. In our products and services, we'll see everything here, and we will need to make sure that we edit these products and services. And under here you'll see class, and we'll need to assign a class there. So we're going to say that we want this to be a new construction, even though, well, this is AC filter replacement. So let's say that this is there we go, this is service. So now what we've done here is every time we use the product and service AC filter replacement, it's going to map that product to service. Same thing here, I'm going to do the same thing with AC service call, and we're going to map it to service. But then I want to go ahead and on this control system here, and this is actually a bundle, so again, just like in Housecall Pro, you can't do bundles working with it. You can't do bundles working with class tracking. So we're going to actually go over that, and we're going to come here to the custom job. And for custom job, we're going to do that to new construction. And we'll save and close. And so now what happens is you would actually create an invoice over in Housecall Pro with these products and services. And we would go ahead, come in here and say that the product is AC filter replacement, AC service call, and we're also going to put in a custom job. And this is going to be $75. This is going to be $190. Actually, let's just make this simpler and put $225, just for easy round numbers for you to see. And this is going to be a custom service at $10,000. So we see all that there. We'll go ahead and we have to give it a customer. Now this is something that you would all be doing in Housecall Pro. You wouldn't actually be creating this invoice in QuickBooks, but when you selected the air conditioner, the AC filter, AC service call, and the custom jobs, then when it comes into QuickBooks like this, it would go ahead and automatically assign these classes over here that you're seeing. So we would go ahead and save and close that. Now if we were to come over here to a report for a profit and loss, we actually don't want to just do a standard profit and loss. We want to more specifically do profit and loss by class, if QuickBooks wants to load for us. Give me a second. There you go. We're going to look at this month. So now you'll see in the income that new construction has $10,000 of income and service has $300, which is exactly what everything lines up to in the invoice that we did. So that's how we're going to do that class tracking here. One thing to keep in mind when we are doing this with the products and services is that if you do AC filter replacement, anytime you use this, it's going to go to service call or whatever class you have it set up for. So if you ever use AC filter replacement on a new construction job, that money is still going to be mapped to service call or to services rather than to new construction. So keep that in mind. The other thing to really look at here is if you want to track your residential versus your commercial completely separate, then every single product that you have for your residential will need to be mapped for residential. Every single product that you have for commercial will need to be mapped for commercial. So you very well could have duplicate products here to make sure that this works correctly. Again, this is not a simple thing to set up. This is not a simple thing to use. And if you are new to using QuickBooks, please do not set this up because you're just going to create a lot of errors and a lot of other issues beyond just getting to know QuickBooks in the first place. We want you to learn how to use QuickBooks Online first. Once you learn that, then you can go ahead and start using this. One other thing with class tracking is meant to look at both the income and the expenses. So for class tracking to actually work right, whenever you put in an expense, you're going to have to put in a class, and every single line in this expense will need to have a class in it. If you don't do that, then you're not going to have the right information once again. Same thing if you're using the banking tab here. Great little feature. But you will need to, every single product and service here, or every single expense on the banking tab, you will need to go ahead and put a class on it. It's going to take longer, so do keep that in mind. Again, this is an awesome feature, but if you go ahead and use this incorrectly, it can really confuse you and or really mess up your books. Please, if you have any questions on this, if you have any concerns, don't just do it and say, oh, I'll figure it out. If you've got questions, if you've got concerns, please reach out to me. Give me a call, 229-584-8793, or shoot me an email at info@waterfordbusiness.com. Thank y'all so much. Bye.